Happy Draft Week, everyone. We are the Football Guys Podcast. We are here to break down the 2020 NFL Draft. I'm Ryan. I'm joined alongside by Donnie, Roe, Bruce, and Tim. Tonight we're going to focus on the Eagles, Dolphins, Pats, and Broncos, and Cardinals. Let's get things started with the Pats. Who wants to go first?
All right. Well, with the Pats, I know they got a couple positions, and once again, another year that we have the Patriots, and nobody really knows what the hell they're going to do.
That's true.
Research, the Pats usually in the first round, they usually like to take a guy on defense, either they take an edge rusher, a tackle, or somebody in the secondary. So I've been doing a little research, and along with them taking somebody, Belichick likes a lot of guys that do well in the three-cone drill, which is kind of funny. So I was looking up, and a lot of these guys that I got on my board right now is Kayvon Wallace, the safety, 5'11", 206, running 4.53, 18 reps in the bench. But his three-cone drill was a 6.7, which is really good. The top and actually it was the highest speed actually in this year's combine. The next person was Miles Bryant, a small corner, 5'8", 183. And then a defensive lineman, which nobody's really talking about, is Derek. I don't know how to say his last name, but is Tusick. So we'll see. We'll see once again what the Pats going to do. I think once again they're going to do what everyone is not expecting them to do. I know everyone's talking about maybe them having a quarterback, but I think once again with Belichick being a defensive-minded coach that he is, I think he is going to grab somebody else to surefire that defense. I think for them to win again, I think he's going to rely on that defense more than anything once again with the GOAT being gone.
Okay.
I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of people think that they're going quarterback. I just don't see Belichick doing that. I don't think he values a quarterback like most people do. And he loves versatility. That's why there's a lot of guys in that, like Xavier McKinney, if he's there. Second round, I think he would love a guy like Kyle Duggar if he can get him in the second round.
Yeah, that's definitely somebody he would love.
He likes to go from the back to the front, unlike most people to build with the D line first. He likes to hit the secondary first.
Yes, sir.
And then worry about the line after that.
So I'm going to fully disagree with everyone here. I'm not – Donnie hasn't chimed in yet, but I think the Patriots will definitely go with a quarterback in the first round. It's all about who's going to fall to them. This pretty good selection from the top five quarterbacks. You got Joe Burrow's obviously going to be off the board with pick number 1. And then from there, I mean, there's a chance any one of the next three could slide between Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jordan Love. And I think right now the best fit for the New England Patriots would definitely be Jordan Love. I think he falls off much earlier. Maybe there's a couple scenarios maybe where they could trade up for him. But I do think that the Patriots will go quarterback in the first round, be it Jordan Love, be it Jacob Eason.
When's the last time the Pats have started a rookie quarterback?
Well,
maybe.
I mean, they're coming off a guy like Tom Brady who was starting for.
Technically, he came in as a rookie and started.
At the
He
end,
didn't start as a
He
rookie.
didn't start him.
Yeah.
I
true.
actually this is my prediction. I think that he goes with Jalen Hurd in like the third round. Belichick.
I think if he's able to get
For
that guy,
versatility.
I think he will definitely scoop him up. A lot of people are underrating Jalen Hurd a lot. I think he can do wonders, especially with today's game. I do agree, Tim. I think he'll be a great fit for New England. He's probably they keep talking about how hard he works. They say he's one of the hardest working kids out there that's coming to the draft, and he's so focused. He always is on to the next thing. He has that New England Patriots mindset, one step at a time, and that's
Jalen
Jalen.
Hurd. And they can use him like a Taysom Hill too. Also,
Yes, sir.
bring him in if he's not the starter. Run a little wildcat with him, throw off of that. Like there's a lot you can do with him.
Yeah, I don't see him going quarterback in the first round either. I think they'll find somebody in the later rounds. I think they'll try to roll with Stidham, see how he pans out. I got him going defense too. I took McKinney in the mock draft last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got with him and McCourty. McCourty's getting up there in age, so you got to start looking at that. And like Tim said, they tend to go secondary, and like that's their strong point. That won them a lot of games this year. but I also have been looking, and they might go linebacker. I mean,
Yeah.
they lost Van Noy. I think they could definitely go linebacker if Queen is there. Maybe. I just think that they definitely go defense. I don't see them taking a quarterback in the first round.
So I think my biggest thing with the Patriots is I agree, Donnie. The QB thing, it's just not a Belichick thing to do. I don't really think Jordan Love's the best fit for them. I think Jacob Eason is. I even think Fromm. I think Jake Fromm could be a guy he can get
a lot of people
rounds.
forget about Jake Fromm this year. He was a guy that was number one on a lot of people's QB draft boards this time last year, and
he's a prototypical QB for them.
And he's real smart, they say too. Like he picks up real fast.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you're right. Ryan, what you said, he was high on everybody's board last year.
No, yeah,
I don't know what happened this year.
I mean, last year, because as you know, Joe Burrow. No one saw Joe Burrow. What happened with him this year coming? Like that was he came from out of nowhere.
His dad did.
His dad did. His dad cashed a nice $2,000 bet on 2,001 odds for him to win, or 200 to 1 odds for him to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
Congrats to him.
Pops definitely did. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this time last year it was
I think that
going to be a 2-horse race between.
I got to think of a linebacker. Bro.
Okay, yeah. So that being said, who does everyone have the Patriots selecting for round one? McKinney.
I still got him taking McKinney.
McKinney as well.
I still think Queen or maybe like a Chase on something like that.
No, I was wondering is Jacob Eason, is he Tony Eason's kid?
That's a good question, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let me look that up.
Go ahead, look that up. That's a good idea.
Because that'd be interesting for the Patriots. I mean, father and son.
That would be dope, huh? Yeah. You know, there's a few of them in this draft.
Yeah.
Anybody know? Yeah, Winfield's one. You know the other?
Nah.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh yeah.
I like him a lot.
His dad was a running back, right? His dad was a running back, right?
Yeah.
For the Cardinals.
So listen to this. Yeah. This is interesting. Jacob Eason's father is Tony Eason, who played college football at the University of Notre Dame, but he is not the son of quarterback Tony Eason of the New England Patriots.
Really?
Yo, that Eason, isn't that the Eason that was in the movie Rudy? That's the same quarterback?
Yes. But his dad is not Tony Eason, the quarterback.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's weird.
So his dad is Tony Eason, yes, but it's not Tony Eason we're talking about.
See, look at that. Yo.
We
That's
dropped college.
new every day.
That is crazy.
That might be the craziest thing I've seen today. That's helping me get through quarantine. That being said, I got the Patriots. I think they go quarterback. They're going to go get Jacob Eason. I think at that point, the top four are off the board. Jacob Eason's number 5. So, yeah, that's how I see it for the Patriots. Roe and Bruce, who are your official picks?
I'm still sticking with Queen.
I mean, honestly, I think if he is available, I do think they go McKinney. I just honestly don't think he's going to be available, but if he is, I'll still say McKinney. I think this first round is going to be so weird. Just hope with everybody being in quarantine and GMs, execs, scouts not being able to see the players, not being able to talk to the players as much as they wanted to.
I'd say that most mocks have both safeties going in the second round. Like the
I see
majority
that.
of mocks.
Yeah.
So both those safeties, him and Delphin, both go in the second round. A lot of mocks.
I see a lot of teams trying to play it safe as best they possibly can. So I think a lot of teams right now are looking at so much film, of course. But I think that's going to be the case. So McKinney is probably, I think he'll fit in that secondary, which he can be like a day one starter for them. So
Chung's old, man.
See.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Chung's getting older. They just re-signed McCourty, right? So it
Did he
does
get
make sense.
Drug buff last year?
I think he got acquitted of that. Chung.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't talk about it. I know he had I think charges or whatever got dropped or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so he's had some off-field troubles as well. Too.
Yeah.
All right, so that being said, let's move on to team number 2. We got the Arizona Cardinals on the clock. They're in an interesting spot. They got the 8th pick. They got a second-year quarterback in Kyler Murray, and they got also newly acquired DeAndre Hopkins. Because if you would have asked me this time about a month ago, I probably would have said that the Cardinals were going to go with a wide receiver here. Now you want to get a little protection for that quarterback. So And there's a lot of talks that the Cardinals went out of the spot. I know Tim mentioned that in our mock draft last night, that the Cardinals went out of the spot paid. So I'm going to throw it over to Tim, I'm going to let you get things started with this one.
I mean, the obvious pick right here is offensive line, but they also need defensive line help in a division where they like to run the ball. And they have Russell Wilson, who's a running quarterback. So, I mean, I can see them taking Derek Brown or Kinlaw maybe.
Yeah.
But if I was the GM, I would go offensive tackle if I can't trade out. Because you need someone to protect a smaller stature quarterback who got sacked, I think, the most in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
Sir. Sacks 48 times.
So I think I would go worse if he's there or one of the other. It doesn't matter. Wills, Becton. I think they're all going to be good. So
I think we between him, what is it? Thomas. There's a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, it's like what I said yesterday. It's like what do you like? I mean, they're all a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like Becton's going to be a monster in the run game because he's so big and fast.
You know who we left out? What was it? Is it Austin Jackson
USC?
from USC?
I like Ezra Cleveland.
The monster.
Ezra Cleveland.
He's good.
He's like a modern day offensive lineman, like a pulling tackle, like hybrid type of guy. I mean,
that's 100%.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with from myself. I'm gonna stick with what I predicted last night. The best pure pass blocker in the in my eyes in the draft, in Andrew Thomas. I think he's exactly what Arizona's what they need right now to take the first step towards being successful with how they have the team assembled. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Andrew Thomas here. I believe he's the best pure pass blocker.
I think they're going to do their absolute best to try to trade back and still take a tackle. I just feel like if you can get like one of these receiver needy teams, like I heard Denver wants to trade up. Like if you can drop back a couple spots, acquire an extra pick, and still get your tackle, that's what they do. But I think no matter where they draft in the first round, they're going to take a tackle.
Gotcha.
So I'll stick with my pick again last night. So I had him taking Andrew Thomas as well.
Yeah, I had him taking worse. So listen, they could realistically that could be a spot where they could barter, turn their picks into something for one of the teams that need a receiver, right? That definitely could be a spot. I mean, where are they at? They're 8th. So if somebody really wants to be safe, somebody moves up to 8, you're definitely going to get one of the top 3 receivers. But I still think they're going to take worse or a Becton. But I would say one of my picks was, I guess my pick was worse. I'll stick with that.
Starting to realize that all you guys are crazy. Do y'all not forget? You guys forget that they're in the NFC West. And I hate to remind you guys, Tim has it in the background, the West is not enough. And he's right. It's not enough. So it's not enough to only be good on the offensive line.
It was enough
to have a great defensive line. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to beef up that defensive line.
Anyway.
I don't want to disrespect nobody in Arizona because I know I'm a 49ers fan. But guess what? You guys sucked last year as far as defense. You got to go against the Rams. You know what I'm saying? You got to go against, of course, us. And you got to go against Seattle. We're all running teams in that division. And they have to shore things up with that defensive line. So once again, I'm going to double down pretty much what I said yesterday. And once again, with them going with a defensive lineman, they have to. I understand they're trying to protect their investment. I think they're going to do that. I do agree a little bit with Donnie as far as them trading down to try to get more picks to address their offensive line as well, too, to help protect their investment. Yeah, that little guy back there, but it's not going to help in the NFC West. I'll tell you that right now. The defensive line that we have is just not going to happen. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm really going to say is the fact that they definitely need to shore up that defensive line because, once again, they were literally last against the defense, against the rush, and that comes with not having the line. The secondary and the defense was on the field a lot of times because of that.
You know what, though? Jordan Hicks had a hell of a year for them.
He did.
He had over 100 tackles last year. So
sensitive topic.
I mean,
because they're on the field a lot.
Sensitive topic.
Yeah, I know, Don. I know. I didn't want to be the one, but
listen, Reese, like you just said, though, they got to play the 49ers twice a year, who have arguably the best defensive line in the NFL. You got to play Seattle twice a year, who knows right now. But if Clowney's back, you can't have and Kyler Murray goes down. I don't even know who their backup is.
That
Bruce,
division
You can find service. They're going to have to address the defensive line. I agree.
Yeah,
You can find serviceable defensive linemen in free agency. You
there's
can't.
guys there right now.
Yeah, you gotta protect Kyler Murray because if he goes down, that could get bad very fast.
Very true. Very true. So that's why I said I agree a little bit with you. I think they're going to get more picks. I definitely think they're going to take, offensive linemen. But I think in the first round, I definitely think they're going to go with a defensive lineman.
Okay.
It's tough because they don't have a second-round pick, so they got to, I say, try to move down.
Yeah,
Like I said, trade with Denver.
I don't see him picking at 8.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
Yeah, because they do need it. They do need it. But listen, realistically though, they're gonna have. They could probably get an offensive lineman at, 17, 15, 19.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know where there would definitely be. You know where there would definitely be an offensive lineman available at pick number 21.
Here we go.
You understand how much it would cost us to move up
it.
to 8, bro? That would be the biggest mistake Howie Roseman could make moving up to 8.
You have no first round for the next 3 years.
Like Tim said though, they don't have a second rounder. You could gamble a future first.
Bro, it would be 2 firsts, a second, maybe a third, and a fourth.
Let's save that. We're not on the Eagles yet, so let's save that talk.
Yeah, all right.
So I got me and Donnie both have the Cardinals selecting Andrew Thomas. Roe, Bruce, and Tim, what players do you guys have them taken?
Worse.
You got Wirfs?
Let me check.
I remember what I had yesterday.
I know. I think
right
Wednesday, Wednesday we're gonna do one final mock.
Yeah, we're gonna do a quick rundown mock draft.
I had
we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. You have Wirfs as well, Tim?
Yep. What other day are you free, Tim?
I'm good any day.
Hold on.
Any day after
Bruce,
6 o'clock.
Bruce, we're live right now, so we'll talk about
it. Yeah. We'll edit that out. You'll be all right.
Hey, Brian, who did I have yesterday as far as for the Cardinals?
You had – I think you had Derek Brown.
Okay, yeah, Derek Brown. Yep.
I'm like Bruce. I have so many mock drafts here. I have to go through them, see which one I had.
That's why I told him. It wasn't even my final mock draft.
Yeah.
I do. I've done at least 12 full 32 team mock drafts, maybe more. I've done about 175 Eagle ones. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously,
Jesus.
it's a lot, Donnie. It's a problem.
But with that being said, I guess this is a good segue to probably get into, unless you guys want to leave this team. I know this is the Homer team as last.
Yeah, definitely use them last, honestly.
It don't matter.
I got a team playing for last already.
The worst way.
I'm going to end it on that note. So we are going to roll right into the Eagles at 3. I'm going to let Bruce kick things off here because Bruce, as we know, is the resident in-house Eagles mock drafter. So I'm going to let him kick things off.
Hey, watch it, bro. Come on now. Don't speak on me like that now. No, but I have a lot. There's a lot of situations where I know Ryan, you don't agree that a linebacker could be the pick. And I've told you before, I think that one of the top receivers could fall to them if they stay pat at 21. But in all reality, I think that it could be anywhere from Patrick Queen to Kenneth Murray. And if not, it could be Justin Jefferson. And if they stay pat, they could land a Ruggs. They could land a Lamb. We don't know how this could fall. It is true. Look at some of the receivers who have fell in the past. Receivers, I know it's a receiver-needy draft, and I get that.
You're definitely not wrong about receiver sliding. You saw Hollywood Brown take a nice little slide last year.
Yeah. We go all the way back to other years where you see receivers fall real late, and it's a thing. But I just think there's a lot of things that could play out. I think we can all agree receivers are their biggest need. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's tight ends that could be had. The kid from Appalachian State, you could probably come back and try to get Duger, right, in the second round. The kid from Wisconsin, now that he got in trouble, he might be there in the second round. So I know they want to address one of the linebacker positions, but in all reality, it's hard for me not to think they're going to try to take Ruggs, Lamb, Jefferson. By the way, while we're on this topic, anybody else think Mims fell off their board? Did you hear what Mims said?
No, I did not.
No, what did he say?
No, I didn't get it up there. What's up?
He said he was intimidated about being in Philadelphia. Like he was scared being in Philly. Like talking to basically. He made himself kind of look very sheepish when it came to playing in Philly in a big city. And then I saw the excuse he's from a small town Texas.
Was this on an interview with Ike, John E. Marks and Ike Reese? Okay.
Yeah.
I pulled up to the house right as the interview was about to start.
He said he was basically in so many words. I mean, I'm not quote for quote, but he basically said he was like afraid to be in Philly. So I think I think
Coach Lee said that about New York.
Yeah, that's true. Cliff Lee.
He didn't feel comfortable with his family in New York. So I mean, it's a legitimate thing. I mean, if you're a small town person, that's gotta be like a culture shock.
We had this conversation last night. Like we're not an easy fan base to deal with. We're really not. It takes a certain type of player to be comfortable playing here and to be
very passionate. But I agree.
We're very passionate. We unfortunately we love to hate. We really do. We love to hate. So that's just a sad reality about it.
Absolutely.
But you know what though? There's no fan base that travels better than Philadelphia Eagles fans.
And that's a fact.
So.
I went
That's
to
a proven fact. I've been to many away games.
Reese, you can laugh all you want. We took over the Rams Stadium 2 years ago. We took it over.
I went to the Eagles Saints game and I saw just as many Eagles fans as Saints fans there.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Y'all get a little taste of winning and y'all don't know how to act.
A little taste. Bro, your mouth is dry, bro. You feel me? Pause.
You just got your taste back.
A little taste of winning. We just got our taste. You know what?
Yeah.
This podcast, it's going to be – we got to save this for another time. But I think you guys are crazy.
Bruce, who do you
I
have?
think you guys are literally crazy. Have you guys forgotten that you guys lost Malcolm Jenkins?
Hold up. Ro, 1 second. Let Bruce get his pick in, and then I'm going to throw it over to you.
Get your pick in, Bruce.
Get your pick in. For a minute. All right, let me get it in, though. I mean, last night I did say Ruggs. I want to stick with Ruggs, but I'm going to go outside the box, and I'm going to say that, on one of the other mock drafts I've done, I think they take Kenneth Murray. Something tells me that.
Yeah, you have told me for weeks that you're very high on Kenneth Murray. I've seen mock drafts where Kenneth Murray rolls back around to them in the second round.
Hey, Bruce, quick question.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Eagles defender?
Right now?
Yeah.
Brandon Graham.
That's not true. Who's your favorite defender?
I hate you, bro. Honest to God, he's not my favorite player. But you're such a terrible human being. But no, real life though. Brandon Graham's my guy. Him and Mills.
Sorry about that.
Are y'all family? Is that your second cousin or something?
Who?
Is Brandon Graham your second cousin?
He actually is my second cousin.
Okay, it must be. There's no way. Is that guy your favorite Eagle? What?
Right now, not all the time.
And Mills?
Right now.
I mean.
All right, so.
Hey, who's the average player?
To stay on topic, though, come on, let's save the Eagles conversation for the next episode.
We got to get back to that. That's crazy.
Bro, he's not elite, but he's good.
You guys shouldn't even have picked him up in the first place. You should have got Earl. But we won't even go with that. We won't even talk about that.
Yo, by the way, Brandon Graham, he's a Super Bowl champion. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, my God.
Holler at me.
All right, so Ro,
so is Trent Dilfer.
He was about to be another bust, too.
Shut up.
Who do you got the Eagles going with in the first round?
I'm still double down on what I said yesterday. I still got them going with Ruggs. Even though I do think they definitely need other needs, especially losing Jenkins. I do think you guys need to shore up that secondary. It's atrocious. It definitely is, to say the least. We all know what Miami did to you guys, which is crazy to have that bearded guy. You guys go to Miami and get killed like that. It's crazy. I know it costs a lot of people a lot of money. Not myself. But I think, I think you guys forget what happened to believing in Carson. What happened to believing in Carson Wentz? He can do all good things. So why go with a receiver? Go with the secondary. Carson can lead you back to the playoffs with the guys that you have. You're getting back D-Jack. He's going to be healthy. You're going to get back Alshon. You're going to still have both of your tight ends. You have enough weapons on offense. So why not go defense? That's where you're lacking at. So even though I do think you guys are going to mess this up and pick a wide receiver and pick Ruggs, but I do think you guys should go with defense and go in the secondary.
And Reese, we got like a top 5 to 8 corner in all season, right? Did you catch that?
I do know
I don't
that.
know if you watch TV or not.
That's only one. You can't play everywhere, right?
Well, there's some kids on that team that could maybe have something to say about that. Roby Coleman's a pretty good football player.
They were there last year too.
Roby Coleman wasn't.
Yeah.
Say that again, Don.
The Chargers, yo.
I said Roby Coleman wasn't there last year.
Oh, that's
true. That's true. And he got torched as well in L.A.
Oh, here you go. Stop that. No, he didn't.
Pass interference.
It was 100% pass interference.
Exactly.
He got away with it though.
He got away with it. So
wait, but he also did lose in the Super Bowl too, like the Niners.
Oh, here we go.
Yo, that's solid. I can't argue.
Hey, once again, you play in the NFC West, man.
I take no lies.
But listen, I think the Eagles go receiver. I just feel like I completely agree that there's plenty of needs. You could definitely go safety. You could definitely go linebacker. You could definitely go linebacker. Okay. I just feel like in my heart that they're going to take a wide receiver. If Ruggs is on the board, I think it's a no-brainer. Like Ryan was saying yesterday, they're running to call Goodell or whatever they got to do. If he's on the board, he's our pick. I don't have him on the board here. Yesterday, I took Jefferson, but the more I sat back on it, I think they're going to go Higgins. I think they go Hamler in the second.
Oh,
T. Higgins.
I think they're going to go T. Higgins. I don't hate him as much as everybody else does.
I hope not, dog.
I'm not sure who's doing it, but someone's laptop's echoing the sound pretty bad.
Wait. Is it still going?
Yeah, I'm hearing everyone's voice twice.
Yeah, that's annoying the hell out of me.
Has anyone got like a cup or like on a bed or something?
Is that better?
No. Is that better?
Yes.
That was probably me.
No, I'm hearing it still.
All right, then it wasn't me.
I think it's Reese with his microphone.
Yeah, Reese, it might be you, bro.
God damn it, Reese.
Oh, God.
Reese on mute.
I mean, God darn it, Reese.
But, yo, you know what, though, Donnie? There's also the opportunity to go back and get a guy like Bradham, who, even though they released, he seems like he still wants to be here.
I think they do.
I think that, and you look at what I was, they signed that kid. Jatavius Brown?
Yeah, from the Chargers.
L.A. Yeah, he's very athletic. The other kid they signed, Trevor Williams, the other guy. Listen, he's a good football player. He's a good football player. So they got secondary.
I don't think they stress linebackers much because we don't we really only have two linebackers on the field. 90.
Yeah.
Real quick, Tim, how do you see this one playing out for the Eagles?
So I don't think it's like.
No.
So I think they go Higgins. That's just my.
I'm with you, but I've been seeing a lot of mocks having them pick a linebacker. Today I saw Patrick Queen.
Tim, how do you see this one playing out for the Birds?
I have an interesting throw for you guys, you Eagles fans here. You degenerates.
Ball ears.
Degenerates.
What if Jefferson's off the board there? What about Cleveland makes a phone call for an Odell Beckham for the 21st pick?
I argued yesterday, and I'll go my little spiel again. Odell Beckham does not play for winners. Teams that have Odell Beckham on their roster do not win. Plain and simple.
Odell Beckham's still a top
example
5
given, New York Giants. Example given, Cleveland Browns.
Oh, man.
So hold on now. To make an argument back to that now, though, look at the teams you just named. On the podcast said yesterday that Cleveland was a shitty organization and they would never win no matter who they had. So that's not his fault. And then he had Eli Manning, who was throwing more interceptions and touchdowns. So, I mean, he was never put in a good situation. So who's to say that he doesn't come to Philly, which is a good, could be a good situation for him and excel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't think Cleveland's going to give him up.
No, I don't
think they give him up.
I read yesterday that the Niners offered more than Cleveland did, but he wouldn't trade him to the Niners because he was afraid that Beckham would dominate in Shanahan's offense.
No,
people really
Garoppolo throwing the ball twice a game.
Probably right. The rumors are probably right, but it's probably horseshit.
So Tim, what do you have as the pick?
How many times did Wentz throw in that playoff game, Donnie?
Oh, that's rough.
That's a good one. I'll give you that.
Serious.
Tim, what do you have going for the pick here? Do you have it traded to the Browns?
I can't believe he did that.
If he's there, Jefferson, but linebacker helps too. So, like, if the if the top 4 receivers off the board, I mean, I honestly wouldn't reach for the other guys because you can get a guy in the second round. Like I like what's his name, Claypool. I like Claypool a lot. If you get him at the bottom of the second round and get
He's
a
good.
Yeah,
dominant linebacker in the first round, I mean that's a good haul right there.
So who's the official pick then? Because I'm writing these all down.
Well, Jefferson is on my mock because he's available, but I'm saying if some reason,
Okay.
because like Miami could take him, Denver could take him, but if those 4 guys are off the board, I would go linebacker. But in my mock, Jefferson is there, so Jefferson's the pick.
So
I like it. I mean,
I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with this until I'm gonna believe that it's gonna happen until it actually doesn't happen. I think they're going to trade up with the New York Jets. I think they're gonna send the 21st pick, the 53rd pick, next year's 3rd round pick, and possibly Rasul Douglas in exchange for the 11th pick and possibly a future 4th. And they're going to go get the apple of Howie Roseman's eye and CeeDee Lamb. I think he's by far the most well-rounded wide receiver in this draft. He offers a little bit of everything, and I really think he'd be dangerous alongside Carson Wentz. So, yeah, I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb here, as I did in my mock draft. So that's how I say it.
You know, to feed off that, and I think Tim and Reese, like as far as like trade partners go, the Niners could be a legit trade partner for the Eagles.
I agree.
I mean,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Because in all reality, if they get to the Niners pick 13th, if they get to 12 and the Raiders pick a QB, and the Niners are sitting there, the Eagles call them and let's say offer them the 21st and maybe a 2nd round pick and Rasul Douglas, whatever they offer, whatever it is they offer, it'll be something worth making a move. And you go and you get yourself Lamb or Ruggs at 13. I mean, it might be something you see, but I do think that as much as we're not used to seeing it, a guy like Kenneth Murray, a guy like Patrick Queen, if everybody else is gone at 21, they stay pat. I mean, that instantly helps your defense right away.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. However,
They're both good players.
And I've argued this before. The Eagles have, under the tenure of Howie Roseman, ever since he took back over the reins from Chip Kelly, has not valued the linebacker position once. This is not the time for Howie Roseman to start valuing the linebacker position.
You say that, but, I mean, they did draft Jordan Hicks in the 4th round. They have drafted – they went out and they signed –
I mean, you're comparing a 4th round pick to a 1st round pick now, though.
I mean, I'm looking at the trade value.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the trade value sheet, and with the Niners, the 1st and 2nd round pick for the Eagles for the 13th pick lines up as the trade value.
Yeah.
Ryan's trade lines up too for the Jets.
Really?
1st and 2nd, and
a
3rd
future 3rd.
Yeah, and maybe
the point system sheet.
Yeah.
Right,
Tim, can you actually send that over to me? Because I'll put that over the video at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Send that to me on Facebook, and I'll put when I crop up this video, I'll put that over so they can see what we're talking about.
But
I'm just saying round 1 and 2.
Okay.
Just to end them up, finish the Eagles up, whatnot. I just think that they're in a really unique spot. They need the 2 biggest needs for them are wide receiver and linebacker. They like T.J. Edwards. They happen to like Nate Gary. But, I mean, they definitely could use an impact player linebacker. Obviously, Jeffrey's probably going for this year. Jackson's getting older. You need a receiver. I mean, so hopefully they get a receiver.
Gotcha. All right. Well, all that being said, let's move on to another team that definitely has the need at the wide receiver position. We're going to focus on the Denver Broncos for the next couple minutes. Let me get things started with this one because mine's a little out of the box, but it definitely makes sense. You heard my whole spiel last night. I'm going to die in this mountain. John Elway, Tim made the point, Bill O'Brien is definitely worse than him as a GM. John Elway is by far the 2nd worst GM in the NFL. They do need a wide receiver. They could trade back to get this guy. They won't because that's not the John Elway thing to do. John Elway is going to stay put at 15, and he's going to draft Denzel Mims for the Denver Broncos, with the big 3 being off the board already in my mock draft.
I seen today that they really, really want to trade up to get Jerry Jeudy. That's their guy.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I
So,
saw that too. Yeah.
I don't know if they get it done.
Coach,
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
They're the kind of team though. They need every pick they can hold on to.
So I'm saying Vic Fangio. I mean, he's not the kind of guy that's just going to let Elway just throw away stuff. He's going to have a big opinion in that room. He's a very high respected coach, so he's not going to just let Elway.
That's fact. I mean, look, you say Elway's like obviously no good, whatever the case may be, but I mean, Elway got him a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, they had Von Miller in his prime. They had Peyton Manning as quarterback. I understand Peyton's not the reason they won that Super Bowl.
He convinced Peyton to come there, and Peyton put together a night. The receivers were very good, and he led him to where he needed to lead them. So I mean, you could listen. I'm not saying Elway's great, but if Drew Lock turns out the way I think he's going to turn out, he's not awful. Cortland Sutton seems to be okay. I'm a fan of Cortland Sutton. Drafted, huh?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Cortland Sutton.
Me too. Yeah, listen, he hasn't drafted terrible. He hasn't. Yeah. I mean, Philip Lindsay, not a bad football player. They just got Melvin Gordon. So, I mean, with that being said, I said there, even though I don't want to see it happen, yesterday I had him getting Lamb. I think it's a Lamb or a Judy.
He also has the bad luck of being a mediocre team all the time, where he's always picking in within like 16 to 21. I mean,
he doesn't have an early pick.
I mean, they nailed the early one they had with Chubb.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Has he really? How's he been? Like, I haven't even like. You never hear his name.
He was hurt last year.
I know
he was hurt last year.
Okay.
But I mean, I think the first year he had a decent amount of sacks. I mean, also.
Yeah.
So, like Bruce, real quick, Bruce, who do you have as the pick here?
Hammer and Dale Lamb. I got thinking Lamb.
Gotcha.
I got Lamb falling on their lap. Yep.
I'm gonna switch my pick from yesterday. I had him taking C.J. Henderson yesterday, but I think they're gonna end up with Henry Ruggs. I think he's a good pairing next to he's a good pairing next to Cortland Sutton. Obviously, I would love to see Henry Ruggs in the Eagles jersey, but I think if he's on the board at 15 for Denver, I don't see them passing up on him.
Nah.
Gotcha.
I agree.
Tim Rowe, between you two, who do you guys see the Broncos going with here?
I said yesterday that they're going to mess this pick up. They're still going to pick a receiver. I think they're going to pick Denzel Mims.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Yeah. I just really do think they're going to mess this up. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Bruce. And yes, John Elway has got them a championship. Kudos, and he's done it really on a defensive end. That's clearly it. It wasn't like they really drafted well. They got Vaughn. I understand that, but that's about it. I don't. Since then, what has he really done? That defense wasn't well. But they definitely need help at the wide receiver position. Help your young quarterback out. Give him some more weapons. You have one in Cortland, which is great. That was a good pickup. We'll see how long it lasts there as well too.
Right.
But once again, I think they're going to mess this up, and I don't think Denzel should go to them. But sorry, young man, you're going to be a Bronco.
You're horrible, you.
So, last but certainly not least, Tim, what do you think the Broncos do here?
It all depends to me on what the Jets do. If the Jets go O-tackle, I think they go with Henry Ruggs. If the Jets go receiver, I think they either go C.J. Henderson or the best offensive tackle on the board, which is Becton in my mock draft.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So who's the official pick just for recording purposes?
Becton was on our mock draft.
Gotcha. All right, so I don't think there's much more to be said about the Broncos here. Like you guys said, they consistently pick in that 16 to 21 range. When you think of middle of the pack in the NFL, Denver Broncos are probably a team that comes to mind. So that being said, let's move on to our fifth and final team. In my opinion, is the hardest to predict team because there's a lot of things they could do here. They got 3 picks actually in the first round, and that is the Miami Dolphins. They have 5, 18, and 26. So I'm gonna actually throw things right back to Tim on this one. Tim, what do you think they're going to do with all 3 of those picks here?
This is a team. I talked to Bruce about this like 2 weeks ago. About I would give anything to be the GM of the Miami Dolphins right now.
No exaggeration.
They had good free agent pickups, and like if they hit this first round picks, and they also got 2 high second round picks, which is I think they go quarterbacks first, which is I get the mock draft here. I had them taking Herbert because for some reason I think they like Herbert better than Tua. I think I would take Tua personally, but and then I have them taking the Jones with their second pick.
Who's that?
Jones.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jones. And then in the mock draft, I had them taking. I think they'll take Delpit, but if I was the Dolphins, I would take Ruiz here.
Yeah, no, Ruiz is definitely a solid centerpiece for that offensive line.
100%.
Sure, that offensive line would be quarterback, and then second round, I would go running back with the first pick, either Taylor Swift or Dobbins, whoever's there, and then I go receiver with my second round pick, and just build a bombshell offense with Parker's already there. They have a good tight end.
Yeah,
imagine how good that offense would be reset with those 5 pieces right there.
It's crazy to think. I mean, clearly the New England Patriots aren't going to be your mom's New England Patriots that they once were with Tom Brady. They could still definitely compete. Bill Belichick is still there, and we're going to find out if it was a quarterback system or if it was a coach system that was making things work. So I'm actually gonna hold out on my pick for these 3 picks here for last. You guys understand why. The people listening will not understand why yet. So I'm gonna actually throw it over to Bruce.
Ryan Bell is left.
So I'm going to kind of feed off what Tim did, and I'm going to honestly tell you, because I've done them. Me and him talked like just a few weeks ago, and I've done a couple mock drafts for him, and they're in a really good situation. My difference is though is I do think they go to it. I still think Herbert's going to be a better QB, but I think they take Tua just off of the winning and what he's shown and what's on tape. Now, I personally think they're going to get there. If Ruiz is there at 18, I think Ruiz is a guy they maybe take or a lineman. But it wouldn't shock me at all if they take the first part of their receiving core or their rebuilt receiving and get Justin Jefferson at 18, right?
So is that the pick at 18?
Yeah, it's the pick at 18. And then at 26, yesterday I had him picking Chase on because that's why I had left, right? Chase on. Now, after really honestly thinking about it, though, I actually think they take Austin Jackson there. So I'm going to change that to Austin Jackson and say I think Chase Young will be gone at some point. But and then I think when you come back in the second round, I think a kid like Hennessy from Temple might be a guy they look at center. I mean, don't they still have Pouncey, don't they?
Pouncey?
Is Pouncey still there?
Yep.
Yeah, so they wouldn't. I mean, I know Ruiz plays everywhere. Hennessy probably wouldn't fit. I mean, he can play guard, but not right away. But I really think they're going to go running back as well. I honestly think J.K. Dobbins could end up being a Dolphin. I think he'll go to the early second round. I think he's there, and I think they jump on him. And then I think later in the second round, I think you'll see them grab a receiver. And there's a Laviska Shenault, maybe a Mims falls to the second round, a Handler, or even the kid is a kid that seems to be real quick. He's jumping up the board. The kid from Texas, what's his name?
Duvernay.
Duvernay. Thank you, Duvernay. And then the kid from Liberty. That's another guy they can get later and complete their offense. But I think they're in a really good spot. They can really compete next year. They already have a good defense.
I like those picks. How about you, Rob?
You guys are hurting my head. You guys are crazy. I just got a question for all you guys. Before we heard about Tua and all these injuries, was he not the number 1 quarterback, coming out before all the injuries?
Not to me.
Yeah, before the injuries.
Yeah,
sure.
So
before all the injuries,
I said that I would take Tua, but I think Miami likes Herbert better. I mean, I personally would take Tua over Herbert. But
exactly.
I think Miami likes Herbert better.
This is why great minds think alike. If Miami, realizing that they got the pretty boy Derek Jeter down there, getting, the baseball team together and grabbing up all the revenue, they have to do something. They got to do something. It can't be all about the U down in Miami. It can't be about the Heat down in Miami.
That's all it is right there, bro.
It has to be about the Dolphins. And the way
why is it about the U?
Is they go ahead, they pick up Tua.
Whoa, hold. No, this ain't about the U, Bruce.
Look, it can't be about the U, Bruce. It cannot, all right?
Yeah,
So
there's no reason for it to be.
there isn't.
They still
You
care
know,
about that.
but look what Miami's done.
Unbelievable.
You know, they picked up Byron Jones, they picked up Al Van they picked up Shaq, they picked up Jordan Howard, they picked up Eric Flowers. You know what I'm saying? They picked up some great acquisitions pretty much in the offseason to help out to get their young quarterback, who is going to be Tua, by the way, put that on record, because they messed this up. There will be no more longer football in Miami. It considers the Miami Hurricanes as well, too. They'll mess this up. They'll get that team out of there. Football in Miami will be done, except for little kids. So with that being said, they need to get this pick right. And for them to get this pick right, they got to go with Tua. Tua, okay? Double T.
So how do you see 18 and 6 and 26 playing out?
For now, I also see them later. You know, I don't think they're going to trade the picks. If they do, I don't think they're going to trade their fifth pick. Correct?
Yeah, they got 5, 18, and 26.
5, 18. Okay, so I don't think they're going to trade that fifth pick. But if they do trade, any picks is going to be later down in the first round. But I do believe that they're going to go ahead and get an offensive lineman in the first round. Probably be late. And if he's still there, I think they're going to pick up McKinney. I think they're going to probably take Xavier McKinney if he falls in their range.
Is that 18? At 18?
At 18. I think they're going to probably, if they don't trade, I think at 26 they're going to get the offensive lineman that they want. And I think they're going to help out. I think they have some weapons on offense, as you guys definitely should know.
Here you go.
But yeah, they're definitely they need. That's the only thing they're really missing is that franchise quarterback. And Tua is that guy. They're not going to get Hollywood Joe. So Double T, welcome to Miami, baby. Hit the salsa. Get down there and have some fun, baby.
Who's the pick at 26?
Yo.
For me, I had them. Just give me a little quick second. I had them.
He had you taken. Yesterday was actually AJ Espinosa. You had
yes. The defensive lineman. I know there have been high rewards and high praise about this guy. I think he's going to come in. He's another one that's underrated. He's going under the radar really, and I think he's going to be a solid pickup if they go with him as well too. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I think they're going to build around their top prospect, which is Double T.
Gotcha.
Well,
all right, so Donnie, you're up with the Dolphins at 5, 18, and 26.
Oh, this hurts, man. This hurts. I completely agree with Reese.
Finally.
Yo.
It might be the first time all in the last 2 days. I think they have to go Tua. I just think like a lot of stuff I've been reading too is they passed on Breeze a couple years ago because of some injuries, and look how that worked out for him. And I just you don't trip over the same rock twice. And I don't think that they're going to pass on Tua. Now the dog, like Tim said, yes,
it is.
It could, and it can get worse.
What's wrong? It's his hip, right?
It's his hip, yeah.
It's his hip.
Okay.
Like Tim said, though, like they could mess it up and take Herbert, but I just feel like they can't mess this one up. They got to go Tua. He's the better player, in my opinion. Even though I know Bruce isn't super high on him.
He should take Jordan.
Neither am I, actually. I think Tua is extremely overrated. We'll save that. We'll save that.
Oh.
Whoa. Hold up. We're going to save that for the post-draft show. We'll have the Tua debate. That'll be the main topic. Because he'll be a top 10 pick.
I think they go Tua at 5. At 18, I think they're going to go I have the same mindset as Bruce, but I got it flipped around a little bit. I think they go offensive line at 18 and take the best tackle available, which for me is Austin Jackson still. Austin Jackson.
Yeah, we picked the same player.
Yeah, but I had him going at 18.
Yeah, you had him going 18, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I agree with you. I just have it a little different. I think they go Jackson at 18. And then yesterday at 26, I had him going Ruiz. But the more I look into it, he's rising, and I don't think he makes it all the way to 26.
Probably won't.
Yeah.
So I got them taking Brandon Ayuk at 26 now.
That's
I think they do try to get another receiver for him. They just drafted a young quarterback. They signed Jordan Howard, so I don't think they spend a first on a running back. I see them getting one in the second, like a Dobbins or Taylor. I don't think they go running back in the first. I think they try to get a receiver for Tua and go from there. They got so many picks still. They can do so much.
Thanks.
And like Tim said, I would love to be in their position right now.
Right. Yeah, me too.
And that's messed up, Tim.
Gotcha. So that leaves yours truly, Miami Dolphins. They will not be picking at number 5, nor will they be picking at number 18 in my mock draft. They're going to be picking first. They're going to get their man, Joe Burrow. I think that's a match made in heaven. I think he fits that. I think he fits Brian Flores' system pretty damn well. And they're still going to have that pick at 26 to come back around. So, as I said, I got Joe Burrow. They're going to trade 5 and 18 with the Bengals, maybe throw in a future third if necessary to get up there. Definitely should get it done. I'm not going to say who I think the Bengals will take at 5. That's a conversation for later. They'll jump up to get Joe Burrow at 1, and then I think they're going to come back around at 26. They're going to get a little shiny weapon for Joe Burrow to throw to, a guy I'm very high on this draft, and that's T. Higgins. I'm going to stick with what I said on my mock draft last night. I got Burrow at 1, and I got Higgins at 26.
Okay. For all intents and purposes, since we're talking about, we're kind of going in on Tua, does anybody think a running back will get honestly drafted in the first round? Like, I had fun last night with the Jonathan Taylor thing. But does anybody honestly think a running back's going to get drafted in the first round?
I think the Chiefs maybe.
Yeah, I think that if there's going to be a running back in the first round, it's either going to be someone making a jump up that we don't see coming, or it's going to be the Chiefs, and they'll take any bit of Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, or DeAndre Swift.
Where do you guys have them ranked? What do you guys think, real quick?
I go J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm not shocked by that. What about you, Don?
As you know, OHIO, but
I got Swift. I got Swift, Taylor, Dobbins. No offense to Ohio State.
no, man.
Okay.
Pure unadulterated hate.
I don't hate Ohio State.
Apparently, you hate the
I actually catch myself rooting for them a little bit because I hate Michigan.
Yeah, facts. I get it.
So
what do you got,
I'll root for Ohio State.
Honestly, I got Swift. If one running back is going to go first, I do have Swift. I think Donovan's going to go afterwards. And then I got the kid from LSU going third.
Edward-Helaire?
Yeah.
Edward-Helaire, yeah.
Yeah, I got Clyde. Yeah, Clyde. Clyde Edwards. They say is that last name?
Helaire.
You know,
he's a good player.
I think that little guy, I'm saying, at 5'8", 209, I think he is – I think he can do it. I think he can get it done. So we'll see. I do, I know, Bruce, you were setting this up earlier as far as DeAndre and whatever that guy was saying in regards to that.
Right.
But, yeah, man, I do think if DeAndre gets in the right system, I think it could be something special. But again, that's a lot of guys, honestly,
I just don't see him on a level of anywhere close to a McCaffrey or Barkley or Zeke. I just don't think he's that kind of running back.
His pass catching abilities definitely need improvement. You really didn't see him in Georgia line up in the slide and really, get busy like that as far as his route running or anything like that. So to compare him to CMC is absurd right now. So
also he never had a boatload of carries ever in his career because he was always splitting with somebody else.
Yeah,
I forget the kid's name that he split with this year, but he was pretty good. He split with Chubb and who's the other guy he split with that year?
Gurley. Was it Gurley?
No, it was
Michelle.
Oh my,
Michelle.
and Michelle, yeah,
Sony
he split with Michelle and Chubb his freshman year.
Yeah.
He never had a boatload of carries, so I just don't see how all of a sudden they think he's just gonna come in the NFL and carry the ball 30 times. It's not realistic.
So I got Jonathan Taylor. I'm big on Jonathan Taylor. I think Swift is second. What'd you say?
I said me too. I think Taylor's the best.
Yeah. I think Swift is second. I do like J.K. Dobbins. Hey, J.K. Dobbins, I think he's solid. I got him third. But I'll tell you what, the kid from Utah, I think he's going to make somebody happy. I think he'll be a second or third round pick.
Yeah.
Jack Moss.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's a hard runner. Yeah, bro. He runs hard, bro. And the kid from Memphis. What's the kid's name from Memphis? Gibson? No. I can't think of his name right now. But he's a wide receiver / running back. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he'll probably go. He's a guy you can get late, and he's like but he's a bigger version of like a scat back type, type player. But I mean, what do you think, Tim? Who do you got running back wise?
I mean, I like Taylor the most, and then Swift and Dobbins, and then I like Hilaire a lot too. I think he's gonna be real good. I think there's a lot. Like you said, you stole my thunder at Moss. I like Moss a lot. Cam Akers is good.
I was just getting ready to mention him. Cam Akers from Florida State.
Akers is really good. Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think I like Thomas the best, or Taylor the best. I mean, but I think Swift will be drafted first, in my opinion.
The other running back from Memphis too. What is it? The Patrick Taylor. He's a big back. He's another one. Is a big Antonio Gibson. That's what it is. Antonio Gibson and Patrick Taylor from Memphis. They're two guys that teams have their eyes on. They're two guys that showed out a little bit this year, but and Cam Akers as well. Now, I guess I know we're wrapping this up. I got one more thing to off the hinge. Is there any player that anybody sees slipping in the draft, like sliding in the first round?
Yeah, absolutely. As you know from my mock draft yesterday, I believe I had. Let me see. Let me look at. Yeah, I have Derek Brown taking a nice little slide. I think he falls to that mid-20s range. I think who's the 25th pick?
Vikings.
Vikings, yeah.
Right.
I got him falling to 25 with the Minnesota Vikings in my mock. There's not really a reason for that. It's just he's one of them players. It's kind of going to get lost in the mix. Other teams have other needs, and they're going to probably prioritize it a little differently. And I think he takes a nice little draft, nice slide.
I think Jordan Love could slide out of the first round.
Okay.
Yesterday I had the Colts trading up for him at 29. So I mean, unless if he slips out of that early range here and the Patriots don't take him, outside of Green Bay at 30, I don't know if who would take him. Like outside of the rest of the draft, like I mean, you got the obvious top three at the top. They need a quarterback,
right? But in the second round, of course, there's people. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I mean, you got New England,
right,
and Green Bay. So I mean, unless somebody really trades in and jumps up for him, I think we all agree, besides Ryan, that New England's not going to take a quarterback. So unless Green Bay takes him at 30, I could see him dropping out of the first round.
Okay,
but going very, very, very early in the second.
I just think someone will trade back in just to get that fifth-year option.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like I'm saying, if nobody does that, if they're feeling like they can get him in the second, then
right.
Yeah, I agree. The only team there would be Green Bay.
Packers, maybe. Yeah. What do you got?
Is a realistic option.
Maybe the Saints too. You never know. The Saints will have a lot of holes, so
yeah,
that's true.
What do you think? What do you think, it's him, player wise?
For drop wise, I think what's his name? AJ Epenesa. Whatever his name is.
Oh yeah,
Epinesa.
Epinesa. I think he might drop out of the first round.
Oh yeah,
I know. He had a disappointing report.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
He was just trying to get right.
Didn't he?
Also, Delpit too.
Wait.
Another guy a lot of teams are high on before, but I think he drops out of the first round. I think he might go like late second round now.
I thought Bond was the one with the steroids. Is Epinesa the same thing?
No, Bond.
Yeah. Epinesa. The reason why he's falling down people's boards is because I think he had a bad combine, didn't he, Tim?
Yeah, and he also I think he's a guy that they can't pinpoint like what he's good at.
Right.
He's solid, but I don't think he stands out like in any particular thing. So I think that might hurt him. I think like the Patriots might take him, Minnesota, and Tennessee. But if those three don't take him, I think he definitely falls out of the first.
All right, so last up for this one would be Roe. Who do you see sliding in this one?
Honestly,
that's right. My apologies, Bruce.
Yeah. You just hold your horses there, Bruce. Let the go. All right. I hate to say it, but this is crazy. And I don't think we want to make a trend of this, but I do agree a little bit with Donnie on Jordan Love. I think he gets Love in the first round. I do think, I know a lot of teams have been supposedly speculating and getting more information on him. But we really haven't heard a lot about that ever since. I don't think no one pulls a trigger on him first round. I think you get that guy pretty much second round, if not mid. Another guy who I see, I don't know if you want to say this is going to be a slip, but I don't think he's going to go top 10, is the corner from Ohio State. I think Jeff is going to slip out of the top 10.
Nope.
I'll tell you why I don't think he slips out the top 10.
Wait,
I think
who?
if he slips,
who from where?
Okuda.
Okuda from Ohio State. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff.
Never mind. I misunderstood.
I think if he starts to slip past like that, like 7 at Carolina, that somebody's going to jump up and try to take him. That's the only reason I don't think he gets out of the top 10.
I agree with that.
I see what you're saying, but I think if he gets past Carolina at 7, that a team could try to jump up and take him. Yeah, just so they can get him there.
Yeah, I mean he honestly, man, he has the best ball skills.
Pause.
Out of all the quarters.
Pause.
Super pause.
Definitely pause.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta edit that one out.
I know.
No, leave that in there.
Yeah.
I decided that this did run a little long. I'm just going to put it up raw. We're going to have to let this one run. No one really messed up anywhere, so we're good to just drop it as is.
Yeah, it's cool. Besides Reese saying that,
we're at about an hour and 40 minutes right now.
All right, well, we can wrap it up. Let me go with who I got. No surprise, I got 2 people, and one of them I think could be Tua. If Tua gets by the Dolphins, I mean, who's going to draft him?
No, well, that's who the Chargers want. I mean, if assuming the Dolphins stay put.
That's all hearsay, just like any mock draft, right? If Tua goes by the Dolphins, and maybe Herbert goes to the Dolphins, maybe the Chargers are really in love with Jordan Love. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Tua. I just don't like his game. There's just something about the game I'm not a big fan of. I just can see him fall.
Raiders scoop him up.
I have another one who I think could fall. Yeah, he could fall. He could go to the Raiders, maybe.
If he's on the board at 12, the Raiders would jump on.
Yeah, I can see, but that's still a fall for him.
Yeah,
that's a slide.
Big time.
And another one's Jerry Jeudy. Something tells me that teams are more enamored with Lamb and Ruggs than they are Jerry Jeudy. I've seen reports. Certain teams love him.
On that note of Jerry Jeudy sliding, some teams still put stock in the Wonderlic test. Did you see his Wonderlic scores?
9, bro. A 9.
That classifies him as barely literate. Jerry Jeudy is classified as barely literate.
Pac-Man Jones, didn't he get a poor score too?
Yeah, Pac-Man was bad. I remember that.
Hey, man. I catch football, I run football. Okay? That's all.
Yeah.
Yo. Yo, listen. All I'm saying is that, Jerry Jeudy's a guy who I just got this funny feeling. I think he could fall. I mean, anybody not? Does anybody agree one of the top 3 could slide in a big way?
They could.
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, there's teams with other needs. It's kind of like that. Kind of like how I have the Derek Brown effect. There's teams that have other needs, and there's other defensive tackles out there too. Defensive linemen, sorry.
Real fast, I just looked up the Wonderlic tests.
Yeah, I was just doing the same thing. Good.
The second highest score ever is Mike Mamola.
Oh, my goodness.
Mike Mamola had the second highest Wonderlic score ever.
But wait a minute. I just looked up the worst Wonderlic scores, okay? You understand he's not even close to the worst.
No.
Morris Claiborne got a 4.
Jesus.
Frank Gore, who, by the way, he's from the U, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer, he got a 6. And Mario Manningham got a 6.
And Mario Manningham is one of my biggest draft misses ever. I thought he was going to be so good.
And Vince Young. I thought Vince Young was going to be the next great quarterback of this generation.
Yeah.
That's one of my Vince Young, Cade McNown, my 2 biggest draft busts of all time.
Yeah, I mean, wait, who? You said Cade McNown?
Yeah, I thought Cade McNown was going to be the next Steve Young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he definitely had it in him. He landed in the wrong spot, though. In a big
lot of guys.
All right.
I mean, honestly, man, they still need to just get rid of that Wonderlic test. I know a lot of players don't even really take that test serious.
Yo.
I mean,
since we're on the topic, I just looked up the 10 worst. Man, look. All right. You guys will know some of these names. Morris Claiborne, I said. Frank Gore.
Okay.
Vince Young. He got a 6. Kelvin Benjamin got a 7. Tavon Austin got a 7. Terrell Pryor got a 7. Bobby Wagner, who we all think is, he's one of the best linebackers in football. He got an 8.
Sure.
And Chris Leak got an 8.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't think
think
a lot
it's
of players
value.
take it seriously,
Yeah.
to be totally honest with you.
I heard the test is ridiculous, to be honest with you.
You could take it online. The test is available to anyone.
I'm taking it
Yeah.
as soon as we hang up.
But
I
anyway,
want at 32.
You
I
took
mean,
you got a 32?
I got my opinions about the test, but,
I'm going to get a 9.
I think I might save that for later.
Donnie's about to get a 9.
So that being said, we are running a little over here, guys. So let's shut it down for this episode. Things went great. This was nice and smooth. For anyone out there listening, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I hammered on this last night. Unfortunately, you guys might not be hearing that episode anytime soon. These are trying times. We hope we could just distract you guys for a little bit. Listen, we're going to do what we can to help you guys through this. So everyone be safe out there. And we are the Football Guys Podcast. Thanks for listening.
All right.